We have another incredibly special guest here. Everyone knows her here in this town. She's a founder. She's also a former soccer superstar. She's got a couple accolades to her name. Bring on Julie Foudy.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, rock stars. Is this me? What's happening, party people?
Julie
How we doing?
Foudy.
Julie, welcome.
Thank you. This is quite a setup, you two.
Oh, I mean,
Very
this is the
swanky.
second time we've had you up here, so
Yeah.
you're the honored one.
Big time.
No.
Julie, you and Angel City are big time. We heard today that this is the #1 sellout crowd that Angel City has had all year. How did you guys do this?
You know what? I have nothing to do with it, but I just ride the coattails of people like Julie Ehrman, Kara, Press, Natalie. I mean, this is an amazing group, as we know, of rock stars who just think bigger than everyone else, honestly. It's like a totally different mindset than I'm accustomed to. We've been involved in women's soccer for a very long time, and in the past it was always like, hey, you should just be kind of grateful that you have this. And now it's like, we're gonna blow this ass up. Let's go. I'm like, yeah, we are. And they're really good at making that happen.
Energy. Well, you've alluded to it a little bit. You said it's been a bit of a different experience for you, former player. And we've seen you in many spaces since your playing days, and whether it's on the mic, in front of the camera, but now behind the camera. But this is the business side of sports, and when we're nearing the end of a very special inaugural season for Angel City, and you maybe get a little bit reflective with us about what it's been like, sort of being on the business side of things this year.
It's really like nothing I've ever done. It's incredibly special. And then on top of just you're around this energy, to use your word, Sandra, that is infectious in such the most positive of ways. You're also getting a built-in reunion with all these teammates you grew up playing with forever, right? Usually I'm working games or calling games. I'm having a glass of wine and getting to catch up with Mia and, Abby and all of us who don't ever get the time anymore with kids and the craziness of life. And so to come, I brought my parents here today and they were like, wait, what? Mac's here and Joy's here and Mia's here and I get to see everyone. They were like so excited because that's who we grew up, right? Together as a family. So that side of it is really special to come full circle as a player, having, obviously been a part of trying to make this happen and grow. And then to see on the business side, the results of that belief for a very long time. And people say, are you surprised? And part of me is like, not really. We've always said and preached, if you water that garden, it will blossom. We just haven't done a really good job of watering it or investing in it and marketing it. And so now you're seeing the fruits of that. And then, it takes an amazing group that thinks bigger and beyond limits than anyone else. And that's what we have with this crew here.
That's exactly what you have here, and you're not surprised. And I don't think anyone involved in Angel City and this club is surprised at what you all have been able to accomplish this year. But when you look at all that you've accomplished, what have you learned about soccer in LA or the NWSL or women's football as a whole?
That this fan base is completely rad. Huge round of applause for you guys. It is an amazing group of diverse and equal and inclusive and everything that we want society, I think, to be, that we envision it to be, of people coming and just being who they are and being and feeling like they're part of something that's, and yeah, soccer is important and we want to win. Oh, great shirt. I just saw that. Thank you. Thank you. Of course it's you.
I love it.
Of course we want to be successful on the field, and we're all competitive in that regard, but I think the hardest part is connecting with the community, and I think they've done it better than anyone I've seen do it in terms of, I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, the game experience and just feeling like you're part of something that's bigger than soccer, and it's more important than soccer. There's a mission and a purpose. It's not profit, it's purpose and passion and all these things we care about. As owners and as people, and you're seeing it in the fan base. It's rad. You walk into a game and people are just lovely and so inclusive. And I just, given how divided everything is right now in this world and in this country in particular, it just feels like a really safe space.
You like it? I love it. It's a really great way to put it. And just, again, I just can't believe we're here in September. And it's like, we've just been through a whole year of this. It's like we blinked. And here we are.
Yeah, and we're still in it, by the
And
way.
we're still, yeah,
I know
still
you
in it.
guys saw Chicago got crushed 3-0.
They did.
Oh, so sorry.
And they're going to be
Spoiler
missing.
alert.
They're going to be missing two. They're going to be missing 2 players next week
Yeah,
too. So
and they're missing 2 players. So sorry.
we were talking to Herman, and we were just like about manifesting some things, and it feels like
We're
that's
live.
what's
Still
happening
live.
right now in real
Yeah.
time.
And that's the hardest thing, honestly, as we know, with any expansion group. Obviously, San Diego Wave has blown that theory out of the water, right, with how they're crushing it. But it's hard as an expansion team to come in and be really successful in your first year. So and given the injuries we've had and all of the adversity, I'm so proud of the players. They're like, and they like love it. You can see it. They feel it. And I think I was just with Mia on the pink carpet. We do that pink carpet. But Mia and I were talking about how it just, I think opposing teams as well, when they come to this stadium, there's a respect and an awe of like, okay, thank you. Like everyone's paying attention. Everyone's cheering at the right times. Hey, I'm going to start the wave always at about the 70th minute. If you guys could help me with that, that would be great. I have a little surprise today.
A special request.
Yeah.
You have a surprise in addition
Yeah.
to the wave.
Yeah, I might have brought something to help me with the wave that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, you're going to have to.
Amazing.
I'm going to get the
70th
whole
minute,
stadium
everyone.
rocking.
You have to
We
pay
call
attention to
ourselves on our
70th minute.
WhatsApp thread, we're the wave starters.
The
Amazing.
wave.
Who's part of that group message?
Well, what's really cool is Mia sits behind me. We all sit together. So Mia sits behind me, but Mia, she doesn't want to stand up and speak out that much. She's very shy. I'm like, get your ass up.
Julie, you're not shy.
Yeah, I'm really shy. And then I got Joy Fawcett, who helps me. Shannon McMillan is in front of me as well. To the left in section D is Abby and Glennon. So Abby gets section D going. My problem is section B. Do we have any section B here tonight? Because that's really my problem to the right. I need help over there.
Section B is getting a call out.
Yeah.
Unprepared.
Hence my surprise.
All right. We'll see at the 70th minute what that looks like. Before we let you go, chatting a little bit about about this being the last regular season home game, but there's the potential for some more memorable moments for this team in the near future. But there's been a lot along the way up until this point. Massive sellouts, like using the plural in that. It hasn't just been one sellout. It's been multiple sellouts.
Yeah.
In this game, but you've been in the stands talking about creating the wave. You've been amongst the players. You've been amongst the fans. To this point, we know that there's potential for more. But to this point, what would you say has been one of the more memorable moments for you this year to celebrate?
I think the first game with Billie Jean King present. I mean, Billie Jean went out of her way. She's been such a gift in our lives, and I know, obviously, we know what she's done for so many different causes and has been such an advocate for so many different women over the years. But she honestly was like the rock of our team during all of our fights, going back decades when I met her in the 90s. And she would check in all the time with me. What's happening? How can I help? I mean, who does that when you're Billie Jean King? Who has the time to do that? And she would do that. And so to this day, walking that pink carpet with, Mia and Abby and all the players who have lived it, in terms of starting that first league, the WSA, and Billie was part of that first league as well. And then being on the pink carpet, we took a picture on the field, of course, with her. She's an owner as well, as we know. And we had this moment of, oh my gosh, do you remember the WUSA first game? And now we're here and we're doing this. And so it was a full circle moment again, which we have had a lot of. But I think that was probably my most special moment because I just love her so much.
Well, cheers to many more memorable moments, Julie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Angel City fans, today, let's make another memorable moment for Julie today. 70th minute.
Yeah.
Look for a surprise from her and get the wave going for
Yes.
Julie Foudy.
70-ish. One thing I wanted to plug, because there's this awesome book coming out, and I promised them I would plug it. It's called Pride of a Nation. It's about the history of the U.S. women's national team. It's like a copy book. It's big and heavy. It's beautiful. But they've done all this history. Gwendolyn Oxenham, who you guys know maybe as a writer, she's a fantastic writer. She's written about the history of the team. It's beautiful. Pride of a Nation. It's on pre-sale. It comes out in November. Get it. You won't regret it, I promise. Thank you.
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you so much,
All
Julie.
you here to cover women's soccer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Julie.
Have a good one. We'll look for you.
Yes.
We're going to be looking for the wave.
Yes.